to get you ready for, so we are going to keep it somewhat tight.
Anything good?
Yeah, what's the group project?
I have a conference call with some doctors from Michigan Hospital, and I think some people from NASA will be on it too. So.
About Chase? How big is this one for you? Obviously, having not beaten them and your last crack at them.
Yeah, it's everything for me. As an Ohio guy, this is what you come to Michigan for, to play in this game. So it's everything to me.
As an Ohio guy, how much is it? Is there like a back and forth of people you grew up with and that sort of thing this week?
Absolutely. You hear about it every time you go home from everybody, and you know it sucks to go home not having won this one. So you know I'd like to go out on a good note my last season here.
It's cliche, but is it different energy in the building this week?
You know, you try to treat it like another game, just like another week, but in reality, it's really not another week. It's not just another game, and you can definitely feel it. Everything's just that much better, that much tighter. Everyone around the building, from the managers to the players to the coaches. I mean, you can go up in the Commons right now, and they'll have dinner that much tighter set out for us. So it's everybody, all hands on deck.
Have you ever wanted a game more than this one in your career?
As far as I can think of, this is the biggest game that I'll have ever played in. So, you know, this is the one.
With that, you guys have said like every week, like, try to take the whole season one game at a time. Is there a little bit of relief finally getting to this game and not having to worry about that?
You know, I think right now, Coach likes to say we're in position to be in position. Everything's in front of us. We control our own destiny. So that's a good feeling in and of itself. But you know, it all comes down to this game, and we got to show up and do what we're capable of doing.
Fans love it when it comes down to Michigan Ohio State. Do players kind of stand back and say this is how it's supposed to be?
Absolutely. I feel like a fan myself. You know, having grown up in this rivalry, you know, being on both sides of it, growing up a Buckeye, 3 people in my family went to Ohio State. So I can appreciate the rivalry for what it is, and it being the game, and having all these stakes, all these everything, both team seasons come down to this one game. It's really awesome. It's really special, and this is what you want to see.
Are there pictures of you as a kid wearing scarlet and gray, or have you burned them?
I'm sure there is somewhere. Check my Facebook.
Have you allowed yourself to watch the last game in Columbus?
Sorry, what was it?
Have you allowed yourself to watch the last game that you guys played in Columbus?
Yeah. You know, we watch everything. So.
What are your lasting memories of that?
You know, I just remember the feeling I had after the game. I don't want to have that feeling again.
What was that feeling? You felt like he was short, right? You felt J.K. was short?
Yeah, it was anger, sadness, just a lot of emotion. Very emotional game, you know, for both teams. And you know, like I said, it makes you want to not have that feeling again.
With such strong emotions towards it, knowing how that happened, how do you kind of keep yourself in check throughout this week to not get too high or get too low? For sure. It's definitely a very emotional game. And you know, you kind of have to be self-aware. And that's just another dynamic of the game. There's so much at stake. There's so many emotions flying around out there. You gotta take it all for what it's worth. It is just a game at the end of the day, but you know, there's so much riding on it.
What have you seen from Ohio State's offense? Obviously, Haskins has been, you know, prolific, but what have you seen from them?
Yeah, it's a tremendous offense. You know, from top to bottom, these guys have athletes in every position, and they've got athletes backing up every guy at every position. It's hard to find weaknesses in there, and really, we're going to have to be on the top of our games in order to defend these guys. You know, it really makes you appreciate the hard work that they put in. But at the same time, we put in a lot of hard work too, and we think we're pretty good too. So I think it's going to be a great competition. It's going to be a great game to watch.
Does he remind you of anybody, any quarterback you faced?
Not off the top of my head, but you know, he's a tremendous quarterback, tremendous player. His stats speak for himself. You know, he's whatever number in the Heisman race. You know, he's putting up all these stats every week, being consistent. He's a tremendous player.
And conversely, I mean, obviously Shay's, you don't play on offense, but what have you taken from his experience here this year, what he's done for this team?
Yeah, Shay's been an integral part of this team. Really just being an anchor on offense for us. You know, he's kind of that guy that makes plays for us. You know, he is what you want a quarterback to be, somebody who controls the game, makes plays for you when you need it, and really is a leader for your offense and for the team as a whole. So Shay's been doing a great job.
I think I wanted to ask, Don Brown said a few weeks ago that last year if the wheels fell off, that defense maybe didn't respond as quickly. This year it's different. Is that just maturity? Is it experience? Why is this defense more efficient in responding to change? You know, he's making changes on the fly if he has to, with you guys.
Yeah, I think a lot of it